Hi everyone, my name is Anton Voronyuk and I'm happy to have you on our regular webinar. Today we will talk about how to put Search Console on steroids and to boost rankings and traffic. This is a really great SEO topic and we will have a really great SEO speaker. But before we will start, I'll tell a little bit more about us, about approach, about our experience. As WePromo Group, we are working for 15 years in digital marketing. We have a big digital marketing agency. And if you are interested in making your SEO, PPC, paid traffic, conversion rate optimization better, we will be happy to help you as agency, as a Google certified and premium partner, Facebook partner, and TikTok partner. 10 years ago, we decided to teach our team better. We produced our first internal courses, and this was how WebPromo Experts Academy started. Right now, we try to share our expertise worldwide, and we launched our first courses on Udemy 1.5 years ago. Right now, we have 300,000 students from 198 countries. This is really big challenge for us. We are running to the 1 million mark, and I hope that till 2023, we will get this mark. Now we have 15 courses on all topics of digital marketing. So if you want to make your digital marketing career better, if you want to grow your knowledge on social media marketing, PPC, Google Ads, Facebook ads, any other tools of digital marketing, don't hesitate to use this QR code or visit our profile on Udemy. You can just type in Anton Voronyuk Udemy and you will get access to these courses. They are really cheap and has a lot of different details about digital marketing. Udemy is a popular marketplace, so they give really great prices, great sales, special offers. Please visit our profile, get courses you are interested in, and make your digital marketing career better. Today we have a special contest. You can follow us on Instagram, like, comment, share, and get a special prize. So use this QR code, win until the 1,200 free annual subscription for Rankwatch. It will be a great value for you. So use our QR code, visit their Instagram page, and take part in our content. Now it's time to present our great speaker. Today we have with us Harshit Gupta. He's director at Rankwatch and Websignals. He has 8 years of experience in digital marketing. He worked with multiple agencies, has consulted all sizes of business across the globe, including Pargip, e-learning industry, and many more. Harshit, hi, how are you?
Doing great, Anton. How are things with you?
I'm fine. I'm really happy to see you. I know that in New Delhi now is raining, but it's not a bad reason to start our webinar and share your knowledge with our audience. So you can start sharing your screen and we can learn more about how to put Google Search Console on steroids.
Brilliant. Right, Anton, is my screen visible?
Yeah, we see you, we hear you, so we can start.
All right. All right, first of all, thank you so much, guys, for
just one more thing, you can go to the full screen. Just click slideshow.
All right.
This is a slideshow button, yes.
All right.
Great, thank you.
Brilliant. All right. Thank you so much for inviting me for this session, Anton and the team, and welcome you all for joining this particular session. And in this session, we'll be talking about how you can basically put Google Search Console on steroid to basically boost your organic rankings and your traffic. So let's move to the next slide. Right. So for all of those who are not familiar with the Search Console, so it's one of the free tools that is being offered by Google, right? And this particular tool is used to track down your SEO performance. You can even identify a lot of technical errors using the tool, and using it will actually help you identify issues within your site. And when you resolve those things, it'll make your website more SEO friendly, more search engine friendly, and user friendly. So that's the core purpose of Search Console. About Rankwatch, that's the second tool that we'll be using in some of the modules just to enhance the data that we get from Search Console. And about Rankwatch, it's a complete 360-degree SEO platform. You can basically use it for each one of the SEO operations and workflows that you have. So it has got a rank tracking module in there, which is way too accurate. You can go as hyper local as you want. It has competitor analysis. You can find true competitors based onto your business categories, like specific segmented competitors. Then it has got a site auditor, which will help you identify more than 110 plus parameters of technical SEO. It has got backlink analysis, which is, again, as you know, is a very big ranking factor. Then you can find keywords, you can find hidden opportunities that can boost, again, like your organic position on SERP. And then you can create like really interactive and engaging reporting using your own logo. So you can basically white label the complete software or your reporting. And that's something which is many companies and marketing agencies prefer. Right, that's a quick brief. Now coming to the Search Console, like what all you can basically use Search Console for. I'll just move this a little up. So the first thing that Search Console is used for is tracking the search queries that your website is ranking for. And with respect to each search query, or with respect to each ranking URL, what you'll get is impressions, the number of clicks that a specific query or the ranking URL is getting, basically driving. Then what is your average position on SERP for that specific query or URL, and then click-through rate. So these are the main important key parameters that Search Console basically reports on. Now there are a lot of SEO tools on which you can, again, find ranking queries and all of those things, but nothing compared to Google's reporting to you, right? That's way more accurate than any of the other tools, premium tools out there in the market, right? The only limitation that you get on Search Console is that it's just limited to 1,000 rows, and I'll show you a way through which you can basically get data of all the ranking queries and all your ranking URLs, and not basically bypass the limitation that Search Console gives you, and you can go up to 1 million. So that's something to look up to. And then you can understand basically all your index coverage, see whether the pages you want Google to basically crawl, index, and rank on SERP, what's basically the status of it, whether Google is able to index them or not, right? Then you can submit your sitemaps, which is basically the list of URLs you want Google to index, right? And you can also remove it, all of those things. You can identify cannibalization instances. Now this is very critical. Like keyword cannibalization is basically a situation when for a specific search query, two or more URL of your website are ranking, right? And they're internally competing to rank for that specific query. So what happens in those scenarios is that the main targeted URL's authority is being diminished by other URL of your website that is competing for it. So you need to resolve those instances, and you can identify that using Google Search Console. And then you can troubleshoot page experience factors, core web vitals, mobile usability. This is again very critical for the fact that Google has been putting a lot of emphasis onto it. It's one of the main ranking factors as well. And just not for for the search engine side of things. It's extremely critical for the user experience as well. If your site is not mobile optimized, if the page load time is way too high, all of those things results into a lot of negative things. Like a user will not stay and wait for the page to load, right? It will bounce off. All of those things happen. So again, like very critical. Uh, then you can check, basically how the elements within your page uh, appear on Google search results as well, right? So earlier it used to be like just normal blue links on Google. Now, like there are a lot of enhancement, right? If you even if you search a simple query, I mean, just search drop shipping here, right? So you see like, other site links over here. You see a knowledge graph over here, people also ask section, a lot of other things. It's not just limited to videos, all of those things. It's not just limited to normal blue links, right? Earlier it used to be like 10 blue links all over, right? That's the only way Google used to display the search results. But nowadays it's not limited to just blue links. Like the number of blue links are falling down, maybe like 7, 8 or 9 in some cases, and you get a lot of enhancements as well in here. So that's the reason, like, and you can achieve it using schema, right? So again, like, very important. Yeah. And then after that, you'll see security issues, any manual actions that Google identify. They'll keep on alerting you on Search Console. Then Search Console is a very good tool for you to analyze all the backlinks that you're getting on your site. And backlinks are basically the votes of confidence that another blogger or another site uh, you know uh, gives back, like points back to your website and give you that vote of confidence that they trust your site, that they trust the content that you have posted, right? So again, like, it's a very big ranking factor. Apart from that, on the back, the links module that Search Console offers, you will also get your anchor text, like what are the backlink, uh, the text that that the other blogger has used to point back to your web pages. And then you'll also get good hold of all the internal links, like when you link one page to another page of your website. So that's called internal link. So how exactly, how many number of internal links each one of your pages has got. So that also purpose is solved by Search Console. They report back to you on that as well. Now let's look into like specific use cases, how exactly you can benefit from the Search Console. So whenever you are basically launching a new content piece, or you are basically optimizing a already published page, you just expanding the content on those. So in both those scenarios, you can use these steps. All right. And the first thing is definitely like you whenever you plan content, the first thing that you do is you select a keyword or a group of primary and secondary keywords for a particular blog article or a service page, anything, any new page that you're building on. Or in case of an existing page, you might be like ranking for, say, 3 or 4 keywords, and you want to expand, because that page can solve additional queries as well, like the intent for those additional queries as well, right? So in those scenarios, first of all, you select the some keywords that you wish to target in a certain page. Then what you need to do is you need to build, like, start optimizing if it is an existing page, or start generating, building outline, right, and building the content all together. There's a very good method that you can use for this specific purpose for finding keywords. Definitely, like, first of all, what you can do is go to the Search Console, right? And in here, you'll find all the search queries that your website is ranking for under the performance, right? And you'll stumble across a lot of new keywords that you're already ranking for, but that is not being and a specific page is ranking for, but that particular keyword is not being used um, on your web page, right? So that's one of the things you can use for a new keyword research. Definitely, refer to any of the keyword research tool out there in the market. One of the good tools that Google offers for free is Keyword Planner, Google Keywords Planner. So do use that. Again, like way too accurate data. It will give you the search volume and all of those things for the new content generation altogether. But yeah, I mean, this can again like become a feed for you, right? And then what you can do is you can use one of the Rankwatch module. So let me take SEO IQ into account, right? So in here, what you need to do is just enter your seed keyword. Let it load. Right? Like I've entered Apple Watch. I've entered the targeted page for it, right? And then I've entered the location. You can go local as well in here, since Apple does targets all of US. So I have picked a broad location, right? And then what Rankwatch does is it basically picks your top 10 pages ranking for that specific keyword, right? And in your defined target location and for your targeted UR, right? And then it will give you more than 40 plus on-page factors that you need to work on to optimize. Okay. And these factors are like, where how many times you should use the keyword, primary keyword on your heading tag, anywhere in the paragraph, right? Whether it is present on your meta title, it is present on your meta description, all of those things, right? How many words you should ideally count. So say for example, and you don't have a page for Apple Watch on your website. That's a new page that you want to build. So what you can do is just Google search that query, pick any of the page that is ranking on the top 10 and use that as the initial feed over here, right? Even though this tool compares like the top 10 pages ranking with each other and then compares it with your targeted URL and then gives you the matrix. But if your page doesn't exist, you can still pick one of the competitors page and put it in here. You'll still get all the things that you need to do to build a new page, right? So that's there. And apart from this, like all the page elements, how many images you should use, right? Everything is in here, your page speed and even the features snippet, which is basically the enhancement that I was just talking about, right? You just don't need to focus only on the blue links, right? Because the SERP landscape is changing, so you need to focus all onto the all the enhancement factors as well, because that will give you a better chance to increase your visibility. You don't want to miss onto those, right? So that's there. And then it will also kind of like give you all the content recommendation. So like what are the exact keywords that you should use and the frequency within your content body, right? So that is again like very useful. You can choose phrase or even words. And now there are like a lot of on-page tools out there in the market, but unlike them, this particular tool won't throw any garbage at you, like if you have used any of those in past. So what they do is like even they consider all the prepositions, like use the word the 20 times, stuff like that. But this is way too much refined. So that's one way. The other way that you can use it, basically fetch, right? So let me, you can do this, like, just figure out the LSI, um, basically like the keyword frequency through this as well. Let me pick one of the URLs. I think let's go with BMW parts, right? Let's see. All right. So I've used a very simple formula. in here, and I'll I'm sure like Anton's team will pass on this presentation along with the spreadsheet, so feel free to use the same. So in here, what I'm doing is I'm using a formula to import like the complete content that I have on this specific page, BMW, right? And if you see, like, everything is in here. Yeah, a lot of words, right? On the next page, I have basically joined all the content together. Okay, and I've used again like a formula in here to join the text and remove spaces. And then the third thing that I'm doing in here is that I'm downloading, first of all the data which was for my targeted page, BMW, right? Let me just pick the page from here. Right, I'll go to page in here and to BMW. Okay, and then I'll download like all the queries, right, along with their impressions. So I've just exported this and then placed it on this last tab, right? Okay, and then I have put down another formula in here, right, where I'm just trying to count the number of times that particular query has been used in my BMW page. Okay, so using this, like I'll be able to figure out a lot of keywords for which I'm already ranking for, but they're not being used on my page. Right? Keywords like really important keyword, cheap BMW parts. Now this particular keyword is not used on my BMW page, right? So I might want to go back and basically use these keywords on some of the important sections, like on my meta title, meta description, or on my heading tag, right? Or maybe on the first paragraph within the content body, or in the ending paragraph, right? Because this keyword is actually pretty important, right? Cheap BMW parts, I'm sure it must be having a lot of competition, but and my position is also decent. But if I use the phrases wisely, my position for this keyword will improve. Okay, so it might go to like first or second position without even doing like additional efforts of link building and stuff. It was pretty close. Yeah, so if I wisely use the placement of this particular keyword, like the exact phrase on some of the elements of my page, it will improve. Okay, so feel free to use this sheet. So that's the way. And then once you kind of like go ahead, publish the content, the revised or the optimized content or the enhanced content, right? After a few days, just see how your performance is improving. And just like I mentioned before, right? The indicators for improving your performance is your number of clicks increases, your number of impressions increases, right? Your number of position improves on Google search, right? And even the CTR, I mean, even though things that result to CTRs are very limited, like your meta title, description, all of those things. But then again, like if you use the exact phrase on these elements, your chances of getting click basically improves. So that's the reason, like do use it. And just in case, like you give it few days, see how your performance is improving for that specific query, and how exactly your targeted page is performing for that specific query. If that is not the case, like if it is not working in your favor, revise your metadata, revise your content a bit, follow the process again, like you run SEO IQ, or optimize your content further uh, to see the results. And just in case, like if that is also not helping, you've already optimized your content, everything is there, that is a good indicator that you need to build your site authority. And by site authority, I mean, you can build your link building authority, like, get incoming links, uh, other sites giving you that vote of confidence on your content, because that's a good indicator to Google that if it is coming from a good source, right, that this content is, decent enough and to rank higher. Or you can build topical authority as well around it. And by topical authority, I mean, like, say for example, one of the popular blogs in a SEO space is Search Engine Journal, right? And say for example, they have written about a 101 guide about Search Console. So there's like a main pillar page that they have built, and then they have like 20 other supporting articles covering each one of the use cases of Console, right? So when Google goes onto their site, and sees that pillar page and all the secondary articles pointing to the pillar page, there's a good internal linking, all of those things, it gives Google an indicator that this particular site, since they have a lot of resource around Search Console, right, they can be trusted. So that's how, like, so for all the for many search engine related queries, sorry, Search Console related queries, Search Engine Journal will rank. So that's the scenario, and vice versa. Like, say for example, Search Engine Journal writes one article about new uh, shades of MAC Cosmetics lipstick coming out, right? But they're not in the beauty space, so Google will never trust them. That they have the expertise to write about it, right? Unless they have like huge pool of content and build that authority, like good knowledge resource. So that's how you basically build a topical authority. You build a lot of secondary resources and primary resources around a topic. So that's the first use case. Now moving to the second one. So you can basically check, whether there are any crawling or indexing issues of your web pages through Search Console. There's a one very good module in here. Right under the pages. So here you'll find all the pages which are being indexed, right? Which are marked green, and all the non-index pages as well, along with the reasons as you know. So either they are like excluded from indexing, like the webmaster has placed some tags onto the web page that they don't want Google to basically index the that particular set of pages. So redirect, blocked by robots.txt, all of those things, canonical tag. You're basically indicating Google whether this particular page is a duplicate page and the original page is something else. So all of those reasons are also in here. So do look into this. You can click on any one of these factors and get hold of individual URLs that are getting impacted because of it. And just in case, if you have by mistake place those tags which are not allowing Google to index, uh, make sure you remove it to solve that issue, so that in the next scroll Google can actually go ahead and fetch those pages, scrape them through, and you get basically your pages ranking on for those queries altogether, right? So apart from this, basically, you have to be much more careful when you're working with large websites. And you know like Google has a finite resource, right? They cannot crawl every URL of so many websites out there. And what they do is basically they allocate crawl budget for each one of the websites. And now there are like a lot of things which you can do that will that will allow Google to allocate higher crawl budget. If you keep on pushing out new content every now and then, your frequency of new content is pretty high. So Google knows that they'll be able to scrape through new information. So the crawl frequency is pretty high on those sites. But if you're fewer pages informative site, you don't push out much new content, you hardly make much changes onto your web pages. In those scenarios, definitely your crawl budget will be low. So that's the end. What you can do is you can even see all of that data under your settings, and then on your crawl stats, right? So in general, crawl budget is basically the number of pages that Google can and want to basically um, you know index of your website. So that's the broad crawl budget definition. So in here, like for the example that I've selected, the number of requests that Google has raised for crawl is 39.6 million in last I think 90 days. Yep. And what is my download size? The average response time. Uh, Now, when it comes to this particular reporting, you can basically it's fine if you're not a large website with just few thousands of pages on your particular website. It's okay. But if you're a large website, you might want to see any significant downtime, like a nosedive in the graph, uh, because that will help you identify any of the issues. So say for example, if there's a nosedive, and I know like my average crawl request is somewhere around 400k 500k, right? Somewhere in that range, and I see a big nosedive in here on this graph, then it indicates me that you know uh, there's something wrong with, maybe someone changed my robots.txt file, and a lot of requests are page scroll requests are getting denied. All of those things is happening, right? So you might want to go back and check onto that and stuff like that. And similarly, if your average response time, you see right now it's pretty good, right? Some 120 or so milliseconds. Yeah. And if you see us that getting increased, there's a drastic increase on the graph. So that again means that your server is basically not able to handle so many call requests. Okay. Again, you know and the response time is basically poor from your server's end. So you need to kind of touch base with your server guys, and maybe upgrade your plan and stuff, because right now they're not capable of doing it. This also impacts your user experience as well, right? If your response time is poor, definitely it'll take more time to load, and all of those things gonna happen, and it will negatively impact your user experience as well. It won't have an immediate impact on your crawl frequency altogether, but still, you need to keep a close eye onto this. Plus, all your server response codes, and all the 200 pages are good, cacheable, indexable, right? But anything 301, 304, 404 pages excuse me, those are not found. So all of those things, again, like you can easily identify in here, right? And then, the purpose of the Google bot, whether it was like, your existing content that they have again checked, or they have discovered new URLs. So all of those things, and what kind of Google bot basically scraped through. So all of those details can be found in this particular section. Yeah. Then, there's a good section on enhancement as well. So, I just gave you a drop shipping example, right? Like these are the site extensions, all of those things, right? So these are all enhancements. And, even, something like question and answer, all of these things, again, like an enhancement. And how do you feed, like how do you make your site result appear on Google like this, is by using schema.org's property. Yeah. So you put you insert schema on your web pages, so that search engine understands the context and of the content that you have on a certain page. So again, like, you can read all about it using schema. Just go to this particular URL, you'll learn all about it. And these enhancement, again, like, it has a big impact even on your CTRs as well. Like your click-through rate improves when people see good enhanced result of your website on SERP. So do work onto these factors as well. You can find the enhancement factors on Search Console. So basically, like, you have all of these sections. There are breadcrumbs, there are FAQs, yeah, logo, review snippets. So this is like, for example, this is FAQ. Yeah. So all of these things. So they matter a lot. If you're an e-commerce site, definitely, like, include product schema, all of those things. And, it'll definitely help you a lot to increase your visibility on various sections on SERP. Now, the third big factor, identifying cannibalization issues. Since I already mentioned that, cannibalization is when for a specific query, two or more web pages of your website are competing, against each other and diminishing authority. I'll give you one very good example in here. Let me go to the performance. Yeah. And let's select one of this query, auto parts online. Yeah. All right. And for this query, I would like to see the total number of pages that are ranking and competing against each other. All right. So quick brief. Parts Geek is basically an auto parts online store. They're pretty old, been in business since 2008. Very big site, gets millions of visitors, millions of orders every month. Now, for a general query like auto parts online, right? Ideally, its homepage should rank. Let me just add few more factors in here. Yep. Ideally, just homepage should rank. But you see, like, a lot of other pages like Ford page or Chevrolet page, BMW page, all of these are also ranking, and their position is better on SERP than my actual ranking page homepage, right? And even though their click-through rate is awful, because they're not solving the search intent. When anyone is searching a general query like auto parts online, they wish to see all the options that are available. If they had to be specific, they would have searched BMW auto parts, for example. Yeah, if they wanted to just scrape, look into BMW parts that Parts Geek offer, right? But they're not doing that. So ideally, just the home page is the page which is which has a potential, like it's the right targeted page, right? And it is getting the highest impression. The click-through rate is again good, But because these pages are competing with the home page, its position is not that good. Right? So ideally, what would you do? You would go ahead, de-optimize all of these pages for this particular query, right? And what in return, like it will, Google will stop getting confused whether to rank or not to rank these pages. Yeah. And it will only put like, your home page, uh, basically prioritize your home page for this particular query. So that is what is needed. Like if I'll show you one more thing, how Google is confused. So you see, like, for the position, yeah, in some days, Google is actually ranking Chevrolet part for auto pass online. But wherever you see, the line is breaking, right? And in that particular day, Google didn't even consider ranking this because it is actually confused whether to rank or not to rank this particular URL for this particular search query. Yeah. So you can do that using Search Console directly. Now, if you want to enhance this data, right, use Rankwatch Search Console. You can connect your account in here, like the Google account on which you have your web property, through which you have created your Search Console account. Right? You can select the website you wish to analyze, have your date range in here, right? And there are more options, country, devices, all of those things. And now what Google will do is, so Rankwatch is basically fetched all the ranking queries in here. Some 954K, so almost a million, right? Here, unlike Search Console, where you have like your data limitations. If I remove this and this, yeah. So you have data limitation of just 1,000 rows. Yeah, here you're getting all of it. Sorry. Yeah, and on this particular chart, under your ranking URL count for auto paths online, we're getting 35 URLs are competing against each other. So I know, like, ideally just the home page should rank. So I'll go ahead and de-optimize all those 34 URLs, which are diminishing authority of my home page. So that's the logic. And how you de-optimize is basically, you remove that search phrase. So like just on this Excel that that's shown you, where I was basically calculating uh, the the frequency of each keyword, like for a specific page, right? So wherever that particular keyword is placed, it could be on the content body, it could be on the meta title, it could be on schema, anywhere, or it could be like a part of an internal link text. You just go ahead and remove it, and that's how you can basically de-optimize a page for a specific query. And there are other ways of dealing the cannibalization issues. Definitely, like, you can delete the page which you don't want to rank if it is an outdated page. You can merge the content of two pages together and 301 redirect the lower authority page to the higher. All of those things. The fourth big factor is, troubleshoot all your technical issues. So in last couple of years, Google has started to focus a lot onto, like, core web vitals, mobile usability, the security of the site, the HTTPS. You need to make sure that the SSL is installed on your website. So all of those things. Now you can get the data of each one of them on Search Console, right? And under your experience, yeah, page experience, all of those things. And so say, for example, like this website, even though has like millions of pages, have just 6 URLs which have mobile usability issues, right? And you click onto it, it'll get hold of individual URLs, and then like you'll go ahead and resolve this, and then you can submit an appeal as well on Search Console that you have resolved the issues. And Google will again like just verify it. It'll take some time, but it'll verify it, and then it will all be green. So ensure that you keep on resolving these issues, technical issues on your website, to make it much more user friendly and search engine friendly. Yeah. And then real search queries grouping again is automatically done on both Search Console, or if you want enhanced data, you can use Rankwatch Search Console. What I mean by that is, like, each one of your pages will have certain number of targeted keywords, right? Like, for example, my makes Ford page has 4.65k keywords, for which it is basically ranking. So now these clusters are extremely important. You can download the data, and the same logic applies to the Search Console as well. Yeah. If you select, you go to pages, right, and select any one of the URLs. Let's say, and then go to queries. And you can import all of this data. Now, this data is extremely important if you are basically, optimizing the site structure of your site, of your website. It will help you a lot. You'll also find a lot of content opportunities, like a lot of keywords for which you feel that the targeted page for which it is ranking for. It could be like something else, and a much more brief article can be written. So all of those things can be done using this particular method. Just make sure that you basically follow a good pyramid structure, and uh, you know good categories, and the pillar page and all of those things that we have talked about. It basically helps a lot. A good pyramid structure um, gives your site a better, not just like structure wise, but it will also help you prioritize as well. And you want to make sure that any of the important pages of your website is not buried deep down onto that structure, right? So that again, like your page depth again plays a very critical role when it comes to your rankings. So you need to make sure that it's not many clicks away from your homepage. So that's the logic.
Harshit, sorry for interrupting. We have a couple of questions from our students.
Yes.
Maybe the next key points we can run through the just presentation without going deep in interface to have
Yeah.
time for questions too. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
All right. The sixth factor is you'll be able to find um, URLs of your website solving a wrong search intent, just like I mentioned earlier, right? And since on the tool it maps every search query with every URL that is ranking for those search terms. So that again, like, is extremely helpful. Yeah. Then you can find all this striking distance and accidental keywords. So striking distance keywords are basically like, where your website for a specific search term is ranking, uh, above, like, from second to third page. So position wise, it is like from 11th to 30th on. So you can do that filtering on Search Console, as well as, you can apply a easy filter on the Rankwatch console module as well. Yeah, it's a very easy click. And then again, like, finding accidental keywords, all of those things again, like, there's an easy filter on Rankwatch console. You won't find it on Search Console, but yeah, Rankwatch console does offers that feature. You'll be able to, like, just with a simple click filter down all the new keywords. Then use it, like, for your backlink analysis on Search Console. Definitely, like, there is a limitation to it. Again, like, you get list of all your linked pages, all the top domains linking back to your website, but then again, it is limited to just 1000 rows. If you use any other SEO tool out there in the market, including Rankwatch, which does offer the backlink analysis module. You'll be able to spot each one of the backlinks, for your site, and along with important key metrics like what is the authority of those links, whether it is coming from a good source, not coming from a good source, whether it's a toxic link or not. So all of those factors are incorporated on premium SEO tools, but that data limitation is on Search Console. They just don't offer it. Yeah, they'll just report on 1,000 main backlinks that you're getting from multiple domains. The ninth factor is use a schema.org markup. And just like I mentioned, you want to make sure that under Google enhanced result, your visibility, your site's visibility is there, right? And you can use, Search Console to validate it. There's a free tool that Google offers. It's called Rich Result Test, where you can simply put down your website's URL or a schema code for a specific page of your website. Just place it on that particular tool, and it will show you any errors, any warnings, whether Google understand that schema correctly or not, and how exactly it will appear on SERP. So all of those things is available for free. And when you're looking for opportunities for that, where are the enhancement options available, you can use Rankwatch for it. It will basically tell you, based on to your ranking keywords, what is the percentage of the share of these enhanced results, basically sub snippets, that's another word for it, that you are capturing against your competitors. So anything which is in green, like for example, image snippets, your website is capturing XYZ, and for your ranking keywords, your competitor is actually capturing a bigger share. So you can then filter down for which keyword and for which pages you need to again go ahead and revise your schema so that Google understand that page better and starts ranking you for it. Right, I think it's pretty much it, Anton, and we have a good gift for you as well, yeah, which Anton's team will share.
Guys, thank you, Harshit. Thank you for a great presentation. I think that there were a lot of really great details about how to make Google Search Console faster, easier to use, and more useful for you. So we have a great number of questions that were prepared by our students before the webinar. And this is the time to have some questions. The regular one, may I get the certificate after joining this webinar? Sure, you can go to the Skills Booster website. There you will get the link and click leave the review. After leaving the review, you will get your certificate. Also, the very popular question is about recording. Yes, we will get recording of this webinar. You will find this link on our YouTube channel. So don't hesitate, subscribe to our YouTube channel, put likes to this video, and you will get access to this video and to the future our online live videos. So Harshit, questions to you. Could you please tell me more about backlink data and the crawl budget section? Can rank your tool help with this or not?
We can definitely help you with backlink data. Regarding the crawl budget, again, just like I mentioned, Anton, it's mainly for the large websites. If you have few thousands of pages, you don't need to worry about it. But just in case, if you're a large website, Search Console crawl report is an amazing asset to keep an eye onto it. And just to define crawl budget, it's the total number of pages that Google can crawl and wish to crawl basically on your website. So that's the definition of it. There are multiple ways of dealing with the crawl budget. You want to make sure that all the important pages get that visibility on console, you can submit all your important pages via sitemap. Make sure that it is connected well. Basically, your sitemap is connected well with your robots.txt. Right, all of those things. You choose your tags wisely. Anything which is outdated, old, you put no index. All of those things. A lot of ways to skin that cat, but yeah, I mean, if you're a larger site, worry about it. If you're small, don't.
Great. Thank you for a piece of advice. We have the next question: how to become an SEO specialist? Where to learn? Where to find a job? What is your experience?
I mean, I started like right after my MBA. I started working for an agency, and
Yes,
still
it's a
like
good piece of advice.
so like it was pretty new, because all the things around digital marketing, because digital marketing was just getting started, like it wasn't a mainstream thing that they teach you in school, right? So it just happened for me, to be honest. My job role needed that I need to learn about SEO, all of those things. But yeah, I mean, nowadays, definitely like that's a booming career. So any certification, like good certification that you can go for, do that. It's fine. Like, start working for an agency, or, because they are much more open for the new talents compared to a very established business. And yeah, you'll get much better exposure. Um, compared to just working in one company, because an agency will be burdened
Yeah,
with
give a really different
tons of
experience.
clients.
Yeah,
Yep.
agency
That's
will
how you grow.
give a great experience. I agree with you. The next question: how does SEO increase sales? It's maybe from the SMB's question. If you are still doubting, have you to invest in SEO or not? What do you think about this question?
I mean, the job of SEO is definitely like, not just delivering you, nowadays, at least, not just delivering you organic traffic. You work on a lot of page experience elements as well to get those traffic, right? That's a hard earned traffic altogether. You build a lot of relations as well, whether it comes to link building or, PR efforts, whatnot. Broadly falls under, your SEO. So definitely, like, it does helps you increase sales, but yeah, you have to look into additional factors like, your conversion rate optimization, understanding the sales funnels, all of those things as well, which is not part of your SEO primarily, but that is one of the enhancement factors that will help you facilitate increase the sales altogether. So yeah, joint effort.
Great. The next question: should we be delete unused HTML and CSS from the website or not?
Go ahead, delete it, man. Like, it's useless. It increases the
Great.
load time.
What is the most effective, SEO or PPC? We talked about the efficiency of SEO, but if we compare SEO and PPC, what you would prefer?
I would prefer a blend of it, and any smart marketer would do the same. What you can do is, like, when you're just getting started off, the website is new and all of those things. You can have a much higher budget of PPC than SEO. That's okay, because SEO does takes time to kick in, and you have to deliver
Sure.
results. Yeah, but as the time grows and your SEO starts kicking in, you can gradually, like, you'll have that leverage to reduce your paid budget. Even though SEO isn't free. You
Yeah.
spend your resources, you spend money, to generate pages, or uh, basically generate links, all of those things. But yeah, I mean, that's how you move forward. You start with, I would like a rough ratio. When you're just getting started off, do 70 PPC, 30 SEO, and gradually, after the month pass,
Yeah.
have a reverse of it. Yeah, maybe 8 months down the line or 9 months down the line.
Good idea. The next question: what do you think about Blackhead Seo?
Don't go for it. Like, you never know what new updates gonna come and drag down all your rankings. All your hard work will just go off. So don't even try. Like, there are a lot of good things, white hat techniques that you can easily leverage and benefit from. So always be on the good side, not on the dark side. Don't even do gray SEO.
My force be with you. How to use SEO for social media?
See, so I would say, like, social signals is actually one of the good factor, even though like there's a big debate whether social signals impact or not. But in my experience, I have seen it making a big difference on your, organic rankings. I used to run a blog like when I just started working, and this was 7 years back. And that time, Google algorithm wasn't that great either. So what we used to do, it was a women centric blog. We made it reach to 1 million visitors in 8 to 9 months of launch. And how we did was, like, we did promote a lot of crazy content. Like, within a year, we were able to publish around 4.5K articles on it. US targeted website, uh, all women centric. And whenever every article used to go live, we had a team of people who used to promote it crazily on Facebook groups and other channels, wherever they can. And uh, and we were not spending high on SEO, like not doing much link building and all of those things. But just because of those social signals, we were able to scale, you know, uh, the organic traffic to crazy, like 1 million. That's, not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, looks like a
Specifically for
plan.
us. Yeah. So it does impact, definitely. Like, the impact that it had 7 years back won't be the scenario now, but it does influence your organic rankings and traffic. Yeah.
Great. The next question: how to get started with SEO for an e-commerce site? Maybe just three main advices from your side.
So you need to really work, first of all, the site structure, that is extremely important. Then on e-commerce sites, definitely your enhancement factors play a very critical role. So do learn about schema and all of those placements as well. Um, Third factor, definitely, will be link building. It becomes very tricky on e-commerce sites, but yeah, I mean, you'll have to link building and internal linking, both the things, like external link building and internal link building. So you have to be very creative about it, and then take care of the things. Yeah. Yep.
We have the next question. It's maybe one of the critical issues that you will kind of have with your website. In SEO case, I'm in the middle of the site redesign. What would be the important things to implement early? What tactics should I plan to implement once the new site is published?
See, one of the biggest thing here again will be, like, you need to make sure that all the URLs are not getting changed. Your site structure is exactly the same, like that of the old. Then you need to make sure that, again, like, with the new design, definitely, like, people always struggle to place the content. Yeah. It was well fit for the old one, and not working on the new one. But you can't compromise on the content as well as your meta tags. Just make sure that all of those things are replicated, even though the structure and the layout might be different. But make sure that the transfer of the content as well as your meta tags and everything, like, schema, everything is, transition is very smooth. And once that is done, do take care of, just running a site auditor, making sure that there are no other issues onto it, and that's how you can ensure that the transition happened well.
Yes, it's a great piece of advice. URLs is the most important and the most tricky at the same time. So guys, we have bonuses for you. As Harshit mentioned, we have a great bonus from Rankwatch, and you can get it just going to the links that Harshit shared with you, and we will add it to the video. If you want to start our digital marketing courses, don't hesitate. Visit our Udemy channel by this QR code, or just type in Udemy Anton Voronuk, and you will see the most of our courses. A great price for everyone who wants to learn more about competitive analytics. Just use this QR code and learn more about how you can analyze your competitors with similar web pro. And the last but not the least bonus is for our course Digital Marketing Strategy. So here you will get one more consultation from my side. Just enroll till the 30th of September and you will be on board. The last but not the least, the main bonus from Rankwatch, it's 99 free Rankwatch subscription. Use coupon Skills Booster and get a great tool for your SEO and start sharing it with your audience. So guys, the last but not the least, our conference SMM Day, it will be really close on the 7th of October. We forgot 2 online conferences where we're talking about digital marketing, where we're talking about SEO. The topic on social media is the nearest, so don't hesitate, visit our SMM Day conference on the 7th of October, and we will be happy to see you among the attendees. That's all. Harshit, I want to say thank you for your great speech, for great technical piece of advice, for answering the question. Thank you for your time and have a great evening. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Anton.